Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be trying to do something a little bit different with the audio. Hopefully I get better audio with these headphones. So today I'm going to be doing my March anime favorites. So for my first one, I picked My Hero Academia. I finally caught up with the series and it's now starting season 2 and I've been watching it I only watched, of course, one episode of season 2, unless you count the 13.5 one as an episode. Well, it's pretty much like a recap, but you kind of remember why you got into it. For those of you who don't know what it's about, I'll read the description for you. Got my trusty laptop. About the show, Izuku has dreamt of being a hero all his life, a lofty goal for anyone, but especially challenging for a kid with no superpowers. That's right, in a world where 80% of the population has some kind of superpowered quirk, Izuku was unlucky enough to be born with completely normal. I think it was something about having, I don't know, toes or something, a number of toes. But that's not enough to stop him from enrolling in one of the world's most prestigious hero academies. That's the basic gist of it. I was on the edge of my seat throughout this anime. It's like so much, it's so action-packed and it's so exciting to watch. And before, when I watched the first season episode by episode every week, I couldn't even wait to just wait every week for it. So I started reading the manga a bit, but then I stopped reading it. I didn't get that far. But anyway, the story is amazing. The fight scenes are amazing. It's just like a well-rounded anime, and I really adore the main character. He's like someone you want to, root for, and you hope that he improves and harnesses his power and then becomes like the best hero ever. I'm really excited for this second season, and then it's gonna get like 25 episodes, so watch it if you haven't already. So my next one is Konosuba. Well, what can I say about this? Well, let me just read the description again. After a traffic accident, Kazuma Sato's disappointingly brief life was supposed to be over, but he wakes up to see a beautiful girl before him. She claims to be a goddess, Aqua, and asks if he would like to go to another world and bring only one thing with him. Kazuma decides to bring the goddess herself, and they are transported to a fantasy world filled with adventure, ruled by a demon king. Now Kazuma only wants to live in peace, but Aqua wants to solve many of this world's problems, and the demon king will only turn a blind eye for so long. ... This anime is pretty hilarious with its little ridiculous ways, and there's quite a bit of fan service. One thing that kind of really troubles me and frustrates and confuses me is the fact that the goddess Aqua, you think that she's wearing a short dress, but it's really just a frilly long vest. It's so weird because some scenes it shows her not wearing any underwear. It shows her flashing her butt to everyone. It just baffles me because some of her friends don't even point it out to her hey, why aren't you wearing any underwear? Or something like that. But it's just oh, there goes Aqua again. Not wearing panties. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound like I was just ranting about that, but it's just a little thing. Unless you like that, so maybe that's a plus. I binge watched all season 2, and it just finished, I believe. The story and the situations that the characters get themselves into is pretty hilarious, and it's what keeps me hooked onto this show, like phonics. And then I wouldn't watch 2 seasons of this anime if it wasn't good. Last on my list is One Piece. Now, I know it's one of those animes that, I don't know, maybe people don't really talk about only because it's kind of really hard to get into for most people. Well, one, because it has 782 episodes and counting, and 13 movies, and so on. But the manga's still going too. Most people turn away from because it's that lengthy. I thought the same way too, until one of my friends told me it's so good you wouldn't want it to end. I think that's true to some extent, but this anime really does the whole sense of adventure and really well. It's It's like one of those amazing ones. Anyway, let me read the description for some people who don't know. Monkey D. Luffy refuses to let anyone or anything stand in the way of his quest to become the king of all pirates, with a course charted for the treacherous waters of the Grand Line and beyond. This is one captain who will never give up until he's claimed the greatest treasure on Earth, the legendary One Piece. Huh, their planet's also called Earth. Okay, even though the earlier episodes in the series don't have the best artwork that you're probably used to from like the newer animes, it's still like pretty unique and it's, I don't know, and I really like actually seeing the artwork progress and get better as it goes on now. It's kind of the same with Naruto too, because you know it wasn't to the standard it is right now, but it is like pretty, you know, unique. The storyline, the concept. I also really enjoyed the pacing, the whole show entirely. Especially, I noticed it more so in the beginning. The pacing of the show was like really fast, kind of, and actiony, but I don't know. I like it that it did that style really well for its time. One Piece is like a roller coaster of the feels and adventure. And I even like the episodes where they have like, you know, some downtime, the characters, and then they just like mess around or just have like little silly mini adventures where it's not so serious, although maybe some people are like, oh, that's just filler. Now, I'm up to date with the anime, so like, spoiler alert, you know, I'll just maybe, I don't know if you want to jump to the end. Now I'm going to talk about episodes like 780 to 782. I love this mini side story quest thing that they did, even though I guess it's just filler. The crew goes to this marine base to just pretty much steal food because they ran out of food and all that. They go in, and I really do like the introduction of that one new character, Grant. He's like an interesting character, although my boyfriend called him, he's like a ripoff of Akira or something. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then his power too, I don't know what it is. I mean, don't spoil it for me if you know the reason or whatever. They only kind of really introduced him a little small bit. Yeah, I kind of want to know what his arm, or the reason for his arm being like a monstrous arm. Is it caused by a devil fruit or something? I thought it might have been maybe a devil fruit power, but if it's one of those transformation types, wouldn't he be able to like transform his whole body into that and not just his arm? I don't know, because normally devil fruit eaters, they can control their powers to some extent, and some better than others. Maybe, I guess it's just too strong of a power. And it's cool that now he can control it better than he ever did as a kid, so he's gonna be like a really strong opponent, and I don't know, it's gonna be so cool. Oh, and I can't wait for next week's episode. I really want to know what's going on with Sanji. Sorry for me rambling on. Alright, you guys, that was my March favorites anime edition.